In 1987, Dr. Elizabeth Morgan sent her daughter Hillary into hiding in order to avoid Hillary's court-ordered visitations with her father. Tonight's film is a dramatization of Dr. Morgan's experiences. It is based on court records, published accounts, and personal interviews.
Working?
Sophia.
Mommy.
Yes, sweetie.
Will you please don't let my daddy take me?
How can I stop him? The judge says you have to go.
No, please, please, I don't want to go.
Honey, it's your daddy. It's your daddy and your nanny. Hillary, listen to me. Calm down. You have to go.
Hi, Hillary. I'm here for my daughter. All right, she's just looking for 5 minutes. This child is having an anxiety attack. You know what an anxiety attack is? My son is a clerk.
Daddy wants you, sweetie.
Now, Elizabeth, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to stand right here. I want you to put my daughter down so I can take her with me.
Mommy, put her down. I'm not holding her.
Put her down. Take your hands off that child. She doesn't want to go with you.
Daddy, please, leave me alone. You know why?
Why, sweetheart?
I'm a little sick.
Okay, you're a little sick, but you're going to be fine, sweetie.
You're gonna be all right, darling.
No, Daddy, I'm sick.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Please consider the child. This is not right.
You have no intention of ever letting Eric have his daughter.
That's right. That's right. Elizabeth Morgan, you have no intention of ever letting me take my daughter.
Lower your voice.
No, you're hysterical. You're hysterical.
Is she ever going to let him have his daughter? Tomorrow? Next day? When?
What do you want to upset the child? I told you she's having an anxiety
She's got
attack.
a crazy mother, and that's why.
You say that in front of your own daughter? That's a horrible thing to say. You can call the police or whatever you wish. Please leave.
Are you pushing me?
You want to have it out? No, I don't want to fight with anybody.
It's okay, Mommy.
These videotapes are an unfortunate combination of reality and theatrics. A graphic presentation of the visitation struggle which has existed virtually since the child's birth. The mother's consistent intransigence has made this case much more difficult than it might otherwise have been, and visitation exchanges have been made into rude ordeals. Therefore, the defendant's motion for contempt should be granted. The United States Marshal for the District of Columbia is hereby instructed to take into custody Jean Elizabeth Morgan and commit her to the District of Columbia jail until such time as she purges herself of contempt by delivering the child, Hillary A. Fortich, for visitation.
I think Elizabeth Morgan is absolutely the most evil person I've ever known in my life. She's unadulterated evil.
I can tell you this, we did not abuse her, ever. I'm the kind of person who believes all truth surfaces. I believe that God, knowing my husband and Eric, will let justice be done.
Now, sometimes in the mornings, Hillary would come get me, and she'd pull me in here. And we'd play little children's games, and she would not let me leave.
She was so happy here, it was like she was in Candyland.
Dr. Fortis, how do you feel about the court's treatment of Dr. Morgan?
I feel she deserved to go to jail. Elizabeth Morgan is trying to get complete control of my daughter by eliminating me from her life. Now, really, there is only one side of this story. Either she's a liar or I'm a pervert.
Face front, turn left. Hold still, don't move. You're gonna figure brain.
Take your coat off, take everything out of your pockets, put it up here on the table. Next finger, take your finger down straight. Relax your hand. Let me control your hand. Pay attention. I need your other finger right here. You want to relax the hand?
Have to do every single one?
Spread your feet for me. A little bit wider. Just checking you for contraband. Come in. Your face forward. Keep your shoe off right here. Okay, ma'am, turn around and face me. Run your fingers through your hair. Okay, need to check your ears. Other ear. Lift your head. Open your mouth. Lift your tongue. Okay. Okay, lower your head. Hold your hands up. Turn the palms around. Okay, now I need you to lift your breasts. Okay, I need you to turn around that way, face the wall. Now I need you to bend over.
You don't have to do this.
Ma'am, just bend over.
I'm not a criminal.
Ma'am, just bend over.
You don't have to.
Ma'am, bend over. It's standard procedure, ma'am.
I'm not a criminal.
Ma'am, bend over. Turn around. Bend over.
Are they gonna kill Mommy and jail, Grandma?
No, it's not like that at all. Come here, my darling. Your Mommy's going to be all right. I promise. I promise?
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
But when is she coming home?
Ever been in jail before?
No.
Taking drugs?
No.
Got an alcohol problem?
No.
Married?
No.
On welfare?
No.
How many years of school? School?
28. 28 years.
Well, I don't have that on the form. I'll have to write it in. If you have a problem, contact me. Good luck. Personally, I don't think you belong here. Next.
Excuse me, do you have the time, please?
It's 8 o'clock.
At night or in the morning?
It's in the morning.
You the doc? Yeah, I heard about you on the radio.
There seem to be a lot of radios here.
Well, once you know the ropes, you can get one too. You can get just about anything you want around here. Except a man. Listen, Doc. Don't be letting that son of a bitch husband of yours near your baby. My uncle, he started raping me when I was 8 years old. And I still had nightmares about that. So keep him away. You know what I'm saying?
First, the damn judge seals the court so I can't get in, then I can't even get to talk. Elizabeth, you're a lawyer? What gives him the right?
Dad, you need to cool down about this.
Well, why don't you answer me, Rob?
I can't. She won't listen to me.
All I hear is a lot of attorney crap. And where the hell are Antonia and Hillary?
I don't know. Elizabeth never tells me her plans, ever.
I can't believe this family. First, my wife won't talk to me, then my daughter.
Your daughter just doesn't want you or me to meddle in her affairs, that's all.
If I had, she wouldn't be in jail right now.
So when am I getting out of here?
Tomorrow at the latest.
I just don't want to raise Hillary's hopes unless I'm sure. Remember, you said you could handle Judge Dixon.
And I can.
The fact is, I'm in jail.
But you're out tomorrow. I went to the appeals court and got your release, and not only that, I gave the media a copy of the appeal 20 minutes before they sealed the records.
Wonderful. Dixon didn't like me before. He's going to love me now.
All right, well, there's some formalities.
Meaning?
I had to give me your passport. You're not allowed to leave the Washington area without the court's permission. And we had to give him the deed to your house just for security. And you have to pay Eric's legal fees.
What? Are you serious? Can't believe it.
Look, just don't worry about it. You'll be out of here soon. We're going to get this whole thing turned around.
Hope you're as sure as you sound. I have never been in a place that made me feel like I'd rather be dead.
Dr. Morgan, do you have anything to say about your 3 days in jail?
Well, I've done more time than most child molesters do.
I've seen that clip 4 times now. That was hours ago. She should have been here by now.
Between the lawyers and the press conference, I'm sure she got
What?
a little tied up.
What press conference? Nobody told me anything about it.
Take it easy, Dad, all right? You're not in the CIA anymore. Elizabeth's lawyer just felt like she needed to go public with this, so she hired a press agent.
Well, good for her. If you're going to go public, that's the way to do it. And you and I have got to do something more than just sitting around and taking
Look,
it.
I am doing something, all right? And stop screaming.
I haven't started screaming yet, sonny boy.
It's just that Hillary's trying to sleep and Mom's already upset.
Okay.
And
This is the
shouting's
first
not gonna
time,
help
Rob.
anything. That's all I'm saying.
Were we too loud?
Oh, no, it's not that. She woke up when I tucked her in, crying about him again.
Forcing her to have sex with him.
It is.
Rob, this is what I've been talking about. This is evidence. You got to write this all down.
Look, we've gotten along very well without your advice for the past 4 years. I'm sure we're going to get along without it now.
Hey!
Where's Hillary?
I told her you'd be here at 9. She just fell asleep.
What's this?
Champagne, baby?
I had to change her sheets.
You say 83? Rob, it's you and me. Happy days, buddy.
Happy days, Dad.
Did you miss me?
Kiss me.
Oh, I missed you so much.
Well, as far as I can tell, we're obliged to see Judge Dixon in what they call a status hearing.
I hate this judge.
I know, Elizabeth, and it shows. I'm afraid you're not doing us much good.
Hey, just wait a second. My client is sitting right here, and she is no child pornographer. I'll call you back later.
What is this now?
The police want a warrant for your arrest for child pornography and abuse. Some pictures you took of Hillary?
What pictures, Elizabeth?
I don't believe this. About a year ago, I took some pictures of Hillary. The social service worker said she needed proof, so I asked Hillary to show me what was happening to her. She began inserting things in her body, and I took pictures. But there's a written record of this. There was a memo to my lawyer, and Kodak wrote a letter, and I answered it. And I wrote a letter to the social service worker. I can't believe that Eric would do this. I can't believe
Where are
that
the letters?
he would do this. They're at home, I think. I hope they're at home.
All right, look, Elizabeth, I want you to go home and get the letters and come back here as soon as you can. Elizabeth, this might be important to Eric's case. I've got to take those letters to the police. You could go to jail for this.
I'm not going back to jail. Where have I not looked? I looked through these 6 times. I can't find it. I can't believe that it's not here.
If you're arrested, Eric could get custody of him.
I'm aware of that. You think I don't know what will happen if I can't find them? Do you think I don't know?
I can't take it.
Neither can I. You know, you a little bit. Sorry, Mother. They're here. They're right here. I can't lose control. I just can't let it happen. If I do, I'm no better than they are. I'll tell you one thing. They try to arrest me, I'm gonna run. Take Hillary and I'm gonna run.
Wherever you go.
Did you see Elizabeth on television last night? If I were the judge, I wouldn't believe it. Gotta go check on a patient. See you later.
It's nice the way fellow workers rally around, isn't it? Oh, come on, Elizabeth. It's lounge gossip. Don't take it seriously.
They must have reached a consensus.
Oh, they have. You're guilty. Being aloof, a little too arrogant, a little too much of a celebrity, and a woman.
Come on. It's 1950s thinking.
Mm-hmm. It's when most of them were brought up.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. You know, I'm planning on closing my practice.
Oh.
All this court business is just eating up all my time.
You know, you look like you could use a little warm, friendly, strictly social class raising, huh? I'm having a party at my place tomorrow. Why don't you come by? Free booze. Meditating, or are you just bored?
I warned you. Thanks for inviting me. I gotta go home.
Okay. Drive safely.
Bye.
Elizabeth Morgan. I'm Paul Michelle.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I was just leaving.
I've been reading about your problems.
Oh, well, they'll get sorted out.
Yeah, I don't know Judge Dixon personally, but some...
Oops. Oh, are you an attorney?
Well, yes. Sort of. I mean, I worked for the Justice Department in the Watergate case and Koreagate and...
On which side?
Prosecution. I work for Senator Specter now.
Whoops again. What am I doing? So, you wouldn't be applying for a job, would you? I'm swimming in attorneys.
Oh, no, not at all. I just want to see you survive all this so I can get to know you better.
Oh. I see.
Yeah. We met before, you know. Yeah, you operated on my daughter, Meg?
Oh, of course. How are you? Nice to see you again. She's a sweet girl. How's she doing?
Great, great. You know, I was impressed then, and I'm still impressed. Would you consider having dinner with me?
Well, I'm kind of swamped right now, but sure, give me a call.
Same office number? That's
The same.
good. So then you will.
Yes, well, I'm liable to be in competition with you pretty soon. I'm enrolled in law school.
No kidding. Well, it's going to be a tough grind, you know.
Well, maybe I can do better than the lawyers I've had until now.
If you need a study partner, you just let me know.
Consider it. Tell you what, we'll discuss it over dinner.
When and where?
Saturday night at the grill.
8 o'clock?
Right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, you guys look like you had an unbelievably wonderful day.
Ooh. We went to the mall, and we had a soda.
And an hour touring the toy store.
And I saw the most beautiful teddy bear.
Well, you also made Grandma pretty tired, I think.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
Oh, don't you worry a bit, sweetheart. Grandma did exactly what she wanted to do.
I'm going to go upstairs now.
Okay, honey. Ooh. Mother, you don't look well.
Oh, the doctor thinks I'm all right.
That's not what he said. What he said was he couldn't find what was wrong with you. That's what he said. It's a big difference.
With all due respect to your profession, the doctors don't seem to know very much.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
What?
That man's been following Hillary and me all day.
The same one as yesterday?
I can't tell from here. I'm not sure I'd recognize him anyway. Oh, do you think he's a policeman?
Or a private detective. Maybe a reporter. Don't worry about it, Mother. I'll talk to the lawyers about it tomorrow. We'll have them handle it.
I'm gonna lie down.
It's a good idea.
I'm not sure whether it's the stress or maybe there is something wrong with me.
Well, it's a lot of pretty colors and pretty shapes, but it's also what man did, see? He invented the wheel and all these different wheels, different sizes, and electricity. So we have light bulbs. Oh, look at those red light bulbs. Way up there on the top.
Don't you touch my mommy.
I won't, Hillary. It's okay. She's only known me for an hour.
Wow.
What is there?
Well, let's see now. The artist says it's a witch.
It is not. Witches are black cats and pointy noses.
Oh, maybe it's a good witch.
There are no good witches.
Oh, sure there are. There are good witches and bad witches, and of course, there are sandwiches.
Sandwiches. That's silly.
I got you. There you go.
I know I couldn't go to jail. When I saw you on TV, I said a thank you prayer. That could just as easily have been me. I was married to Eric for 4 years.
Look, Mommy, you're playing Haley just like you.
Well, you certainly are. Make sure you give her lots of sugar, okay?
Sherry, just a little bit.
Huh?
It's nice that the girls get along so well.
Yes, it's been a really important relationship for Hillary to have with her sister.
Well, they've been through so much together.
Yes, they certainly have. Is Haley going to have to see Eric again?
I don't think so. The judge says it's up to her therapist, and her therapist says it's not in her best interest.
That would be my idea of heaven.
You know your lawyer came to see me.
Which one?
Richard Ducote. He suggested that I take Haley to be examined by a sex abuse expert, Dr. Shubin.
That could be a good idea.
I don't know what to do. It scares me. I told Eric I didn't think he did it. But Haley tells me these things. I just want the truth.
Come on, Sharon, we know the truth. No, not similar. Haley has essentially the same kind of sexual injuries Hillary does. And Sharon used her maiden name when she took Haley in. The name Fordich was never mentioned. Dr. Shubin had no idea they were sisters, which is going to look great in federal court. They're sure we have our case now. I'm sorry I'm doing it again. I'm at this nice little dinner.
Oh, no, it's your life right now. It's perfectly natural.
It's obsessive. I don't have a life. I have a mess. I'm in the middle of a war. I can't escape. But you could.
Maybe I don't want to.
Maybe you ought to think about it.
Why can't you accept that I have fallen in love with you?
We'll do it, but against my better judgment. I hate to get involved in another lawyer's case.
Can I win?
You've got about a 50-50 shot at it. Now, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Your problem is time. You're about 3 months behind on trial preparation, and there's no way to make it up. Eric's arranged to have Hillary examined by a psychiatrist, Dr. Elisa Benedict. Now, she's serious business. She's the secretary of the American Psychiatric Association, and she's going to have an impact on this jury.
Won't do it.
You filed a lawsuit against him. He has a right to have Hillary examined. He's sitting on the law there.
What does that mean?
It means it's not a one-way street. It means that for every door that opens for Eric, one opens for us. And behind one of those doors is the evidence on Haley. And if I can get that to this jury, then I believe that maybe, just maybe, that you can get the truth out this time. Isn't that what we all want?
Absolutely.
Well, I'll take Hillary to see Dr. Benedict. I think she trusts me enough now.
Hope it doesn't break that trust.
I want to go home now. I have a fever. I'm sick. I want to go home and go to a birthday party.
I'm a doctor. I know how to take care of sick children. And I know that you are worried and confused.
Oh, sweetheart, it's so nice we have a chance to visit and play, isn't it? Remember when we used to sing Toor-a-Lura and Row, Row, Row Your Boat? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Marilyn. Oh, that's my girl.
You know, I miss her so much.
I'm not going with you or my daddy. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is what a dream. It was naughty of you to put my mommy in jail.
Oh, honey, who told you that?
The judge put mommy in jail. You told him to. I saw it on television.
Hillary, listen to me, sweetheart. I did not tell the judge to put your mother in jail.
We were very sorry your mommy was in jail.
You know, I'll be talking to the judge soon, Hillary. Is there anything you want me to tell him about your daddy? Or Nana or Papa?
No.
About your mummy? Or your Mama Antonia?
No.
Did your daddy ever do anything mean to you?
No.
How about Nana or Papa?
No.
It was like a circus pony going through her tricks, you know? I mean, she'd even giggle on cue.
Just like the therapist said.
What's that?
Classic response. She's being kind to her abusers, so she won't be hurt again.
Yeah, it was just strange. Anyway, I promised myself that I would try to take your mind off all this, even if it's only for 2 days.
Try to remember what that's like.
Well, I have several activities in mind to jog your memory.
Oh?
Yeah, they'll involve staying in our hotel room.
What was that?
I don't know. Carburetor, maybe?
Are you asking me?
Oops. Okay, let's pull over.
What?
Do you know?
What?
This is the first time I've ever heard you laugh. And I love it. I love the way it sounds.
See? It's an easy one. It's just the same. Okay, D. The bump goes the other way. E. Hello?
Hi, it's Richard.
Oh, yes.
Bad news. You're still in contempt. The Court of Appeals sent the case back to Dixon and he scheduled a hearing. Hillary goes on a visit, or you go to jail.
Your Honor, my client is willing to comply with the terms of supervised visitation.
Your Honor, the time has come for you to enforce your previous order. Dr. Morgan has already violated the laws enunciated by this court. It's an outrage.
Your Honor, as we read the court's orders, she can purge herself by scheduling the meeting, and we're prepared to do it.
Assuming that's a request for reconsideration.
Yes, sir.
It's denied. A civil contempt order is coercive in effect, and I can think of no greater coercion than Dr. Morgan's desire to testify in Virginia and to avoid jail at this point. The United States Marshal will immediately transport the plaintiff to the federal court in Virginia. At the end of those proceedings today, they will return her to the District of Columbia jail.
I can't believe this. She came here to comply with an order, and he sends her to jail.
She's been in contempt for 6 months. Dixon has every right to do it.
Dr. Morgan, how do you respond to your husband's claim that you're mentally unstable when you drop off charges against Dr. Morgan for your child? Dr. Morgan, don't think I can take you. Hey, Sheriff, what's your sheriff report? Away from you? Are you concerned about Hillary's mental state? How are you trying to keep up the fight?
Well, it had just gotten so much worse by the end of 1984. It was just the worst time of my life. It was, she would have these fits. We would sit down to a meal, and out of the blue, she would just start screaming. And it went on. I would look at the clock, and it would have been 40 minutes. And there was nothing that I could do to stop her.
her little body would get stiff and she would make these sounds. It was like an animal suffering, only it was my little girl. I mean, it was just, you couldn't believe what you were watching. And a good night would be when she would only wake up screaming 3 or 4 times. That was a good night. It was as though she were reliving something. And sometimes she would just sit in the corner. And then she would go and look out the window. And she'd just become a very sad little girl.
What were things like by September of 1985?
Well, by then, Hillary had started saying things and doing things, and I knew that she was describing sex acts.
What was the nature of the things she was saying?
Well, at first, of course, she just used gestures, but then as time went on, she would start to describe things in just horrifying detail. This is my baby. I can't stand this. I can't stand this. Oh, God!
We'll take a 5-minute recess. Jury, you may return to your room. If these emotional outbursts continue, I will declare a mistrial. What's causing her problems is over in Washington. It's not what's happening here.
Here, take that. You're doing fine. Just great.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm just tired of being hated for trying to protect her.
Don't be sorry. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. This jury has to know what happened to her, and you're the only one that can tell them. So you tell them any damn way you want to, okay? Are you okay?
Yes.
Can you go back?
Yes.
Then let's do it.
Yes, I'm ready.
Quite frankly, I'm afraid to have Hillary with her mother. I have serious doubts about Elizabeth Morgan's present mental condition. It's a pitiful shame. I mean, yes, my daughter does have an injury, but it's not the injury that was described by this Shubin fella. It's an injury that was absolutely caused by her own mother when she staged photographs of my daughter with crayons in her genitalia. Now, I mean, what do you think caused the injury? That or an adult male raping a 2.5-year-old child?
What are you, a masochist? Come on, we can't be hanging around here. Elizabeth gets out tonight. Those pictures really killed us. Pictures were bad enough, Paul, but what really killed us was losing that evidence on Haley. That jury had ever known that he had another daughter, and that daughter had sexual injuries like Hillary, and she said Daddy did it. Believe me, they'd have looked at him with new eyes, and they'd have known him. No, it was the judge's ruling that the jury would never hear that. That's what killed us.
Yeah, well, these are 3 of the worst days I've ever had. I can just imagine what it's been like for her. Anyway, this is from Elizabeth. Legal fees, $40,000.
Tell her to keep it. She's gonna need it far worse than my firm does. Paul, you know what you ought to do?
What?
You ought to marry that woman.
Well, you know, I'm trying to.
I never had a chance of winning, did I?
You're at home now. Just relax.
So interesting, huh? Dixon threw me in jail the day the federal trial started and waited until it was over before he let me out.
It's over, Elizabeth.
What did I I look like, you think, to the jury being led into the court in handcuffs? They didn't even let me comb my hair. I look like a mad woman. Did I look crazy?
No, you didn't look that bad. Anyway, this is only round one. You'll win on appeal. Save your energy for Hillary, Elizabeth. Don't waste it on them.
Hillary.
Based on the presentations received thus far, the court is unwilling to make a finding of fact that it is more probable than not that abuse did occur, or more probable than not that abuse did not occur. The court finds that the evidence is in equipoise. Once again, the court is satisfied that the child is not in any danger of abuse this coming weekend. Therefore, the motion to suspend visitation is denied.
Your Honor, the motion was also asking the court at least consider that the visitations be supervised. Based on recent findings...
That request is denied, sir.
I'm telling you both, I don't care about this Miss Holman person. I'm going with this child on that visit, and that's it.
I don't think you should.
I don't give a damn what you think, Counselor. My only interest is my grandchild.
Dad, please, it's hard enough.
You tell me honestly you don't want me to accompany her, I'll get the hell out of here. It's settled then.
Linda Holman was appointed by the court. Her reports to the judge are vital to us.
I'll be very courteous.
Elizabeth, remember we agreed that you won't talk to Hillary about this visit.
We don't even want a suggestion that she's been coached.
Mr. Dale.
Miss Holman. Miss Holman, I'm Bill Morgan.
How do you do? Hi, Hillary.
Remember Linda?
Come on, Hillary, I've got some presents for you. We'll use your waiting room if you don't mind.
I don't want that. I'm gonna throw it out the window.
Well, it's not for throwing out the window, Hillary. It's for you to play with. Now, come on.
Come on. You like those. You might be girl.
Come on. That's a girl.
It's hard for me. I can't imagine what it's doing to you.
Please. Please, Mommy, please. Please, let my mommy come, please.
The judge says we have no choice.
I can't walk.
Then your mommy will carry you.
I don't want to go.
Well, I'll stay here with you for a little while, but then I have to go. I tried to get the judge to change his mind about this sleepover, but he said you have to stay overnight. He made the decision, and he's the boss.
No, he isn't. God's the boss.
Well, God is the boss in heaven, but the judge is the boss in the courtroom.
Then I think the judge is a dumbhead. I wish I could go home.
Well, I'm really glad you could join us for dinner.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Oh, here they are.
They're back.
Okay, sweetheart, what would you like to do now, huh?
I'll be there, Chef. You cook the steak and the green beans.
Well, yes, ma'am.
And I'm making a strawberry shortcake.
Okay. Hold on, sweetheart, now. If you want strawberry shortcake, I suggest that you take these strawberries into your grandmother and see what she thinks.
Okay.
they're beautiful, but let's get you dry, honey.
The visit seemed to go very well, and Hillary demonstrated warmth and affection for her father and her grandparents. But when I returned her home, Hillary crawled around on the floor and talked baby talk. She sucked her thumb and talked gibberish. She licked my shoe and made a game out of licking it until she licked my hand. Even as a lay observer, I must characterize Hillary's behavior as extreme. We begged the court to be a bit more empathetic on Hillary's behalf and recommend that visitation be suspended until Hillary can be examined by a neutral mental health specialist. Thank you, Your Honor.
The court is aware from representations by the guardian that once the visitations have taken place, the child appears to be healthy, happy, and enjoying the visitation. The court is satisfied, very satisfied, that the child is not in any danger of abuse this coming weekend. Therefore, the motion to suspend visitation is denied.
Oh, dear. Shouldn't we stop her?
I don't know. I'm supposed to let her feel in control whenever possible.
Would you like to put that down and come in the house, Hillary?
Hillary! Oh, I'm sorry. How was she in the way home?
Well, she seemed fine in the car. Okay. It's okay, Hillary. That's fine. I have to go home anyway.
Hillary, don't.
All right, I'll call you later, Elizabeth.
Don't
Okay.
treat people that way.
Let's cook my baby. Get a hold of her! We'll chop her up into little pieces. Throw her on the grill. She'll be nice for dinner.
Why do we want to eat your baby?
Because I like to eat people's insides.
Who talked to you about people's insides?
My dad said he'll poke me if I tell what my insides look like. Don't move away from me.
I want to hide, Hillary.
Oh? I thought you'd come to it sooner. Where will you go?
I'll be in jail.
Makes sense, Elizabeth.
Hillary would be hiding with you. I hope, if you will.
Oh, of course.
I wish you wouldn't take this so lightly.
Well, I knew it would come to this, but I always assumed you'd be with us.
Well, I considered it, of course, but I'm too visible. I'd be too easy to trace.
Well, what makes you think I'm any good at cops and robbers?
Well, I prefer to think of it as hide and seek.
That's much more in your father's line than mine.
Exactly.
I see.
Mother, I don't know how to ask you.
You just did. Look, I am more than prepared to live with him cheek by jowl, so to speak, and appear to be happy, even content for Hillary's sake.
He still loves you.
There are as many meanings to that word as people on earth.
I know. I'm sorry, Mother. I haven't thought it all through. I panicked.
There's something else. You're not the only one that loves that child more than anyone on earth. I do as well. Please remember that. Oh, go call him. I'm sure Wild Bill will be only too happy to resume married life.
And you?
Oh, I'm old enough, it probably doesn't make any difference.
Just like that?
So when?
Just like that.
Well, what'd you expect?
Long, involved speech filled with I told you so's and if you'd listen to me's. An offer filled with conditions we could never live with.
It's never that bad. Well, you just misunderstood me. Okay. Well. So when?
Mommy? I'm sleeping. Mm-hmm. A little cozy. Mm-hmm. You know what? The judge wants you to go see your daddy for 2 whole weeks, but you're not going. You know why? Why? Because I'm gonna hide you. Are you gonna come with me?
Honey, I want to come with you so bad. But I can't. Because if I go with you, then Daddy will find us. So you're going to go with Mama and Grandpa. It's going to be fun. You're going to go to big girl school. You're going to make lots of friends. It's going to be an adventure. You're going to do so many things that are going to make me so proud of you. And you're going to be safe.
When will I see you again?
Well, I don't know exactly. Maybe not for a long time. It's not perfect. Not like we want it to be. But it's the best that I can do. And I'm counting on you to be my big, brave girl. Okay?
Okay. I love you, Mommy.
I love you too, honey.
Honey, you can come up off the floor now. Hillary, come sit next to Mommy. I think we made it. I think we're all right.
Thirsty, Mommy?
I'm kind of thirsty.
How about some soda?
Yummy. That's a great idea. Can you pour it by yourself?
Of course I can. Mommy, are you happy I'm going away?
No, honey. I'm not happy you're going away. But I'm very happy that you're going to be safe.
That's important. Because if I stayed here with you, Mommy, we'd both be sad.
I'd like to propose a toast. To your freedom.
To my freedom.
Get your stuff together, honey. Thanks.
I haven't always been the best daughter, and I'm sorry.
Well, I haven't always done what I should either. Honey, thank you for letting me help you. She's certainly worth it.
Hillary, my sweetheart. Whatever happens, I want you to remember 3 things, okay? Your mommy loves you more than anything in the world. And you are the best and the bravest little girl there ever was. And I will wear this cross that you gave me until you are safe.
Come here, sugar babe. Crawl on over now. She'll be okay.
You know, there is one thing to be said for a power outage. It's, romantic. Romantic.
All is well, I've landed. She's safe.
Yeah. I'm very glad for you. For us.
And if all this works, I won't see her again. God only knows how long. I'm gonna miss her first day of school. First wonderful report card. School play.
I wish there was something I could say to make it easier.
I may not see her again until she's grown woman. What happens to me depends wholly on the whim of a judge who hates me. Isn't fair. It's not fair. That's what I used to say when I was little. My dad wanted me to do something I didn't want to do. It's not fair. He said, whoever told you that life was fair? I feel now just like I did then. I'm 8 years old, and I don't have control of my life.
Well, I didn't exactly pick the right moment to bring you a surprise. But I thought it might be a good time to make it official. Do you like it?
Looks clear.
Good.
Well, we're home. For a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You tired?
Some. I do need to rest.
I could get another room.
Bill, for however long it will be, we're going to look like grandparents taking our grandchild around the world as part of our education. We must make it look like we're a happy family. We slept together for 40 years. I'm sure I can accommodate to the turning and the snoring.
What about the warmth?
The warmth? We'll have to see.
Well, Dr. Morgan, where is the child?
Your Honor, I'm not going to tell you that.
Dr. Jean Elizabeth Morgan, having been found in civil contempt of this court and having further refused to disclose the whereabouts of the child at this time, the court has several options with respect to civil contempt that it will undertake. The court will enter an order for any law enforcement officer within the District of Columbia to take into their custody and to return to this court or to the Department of Human Services the child in this matter, Hillary Fortich, and thereafter to be placed in accordance with the order of this court. The court will order that the United States Marshal in and for the District of Columbia take into his custody the person of the plaintiff, Jean Elizabeth Morgan, and hold her in his custody until such time as she delivers the child for extended visitation or until further ordered of the court.
Quite frankly, it would be to my distinct advantage if the court records were unsealed. Now, that would prove I have nothing to hide.
Dr. Fortich, was your decision to represent yourself in this appeal today intended to win sympathy from the court?
No, of course not. Now, only a fool would do that. It's simply financially impossible for me to retain counsel any longer.
But property records indicate you have over $400,000 in real estate holdings. Why couldn't some of that be converted to help pay for your legal expenses?
Because I didn't buy the property for that purpose.
How do you feel about the coverage of this case?
Oh, they get some half cents from me, then they think they've done their duty. They go off and they sacrifice me. I mean, they want me to be guilty because, oh, it makes a good story. Now, please, can we stick to the real issue of this case, which is Elizabeth Morgan has abducted my daughter, and she's becoming a folk heroine for it. Her brother's a U.S. attorney. He's using his influence.
Excuse me. I'm her brother.
Hello, Rob. Now listen, Rob, I want to tell you, I have nothing personal against you.
Mr. Morgan, do you have a statement to make?
Only to say that my sister is an absolutely truthful person. She would never lie about what Hillary told her.
Oh, I suppose that means Eric's lying.
Hello? Dr. Morgan?
Yes, this is Dr. Morgan.
Channel 9 here. I'm calling to get your reaction.
To what?
Didn't you know? The Federal Court of Appeals has ruled on the civil suit in your favor. They ruled that Judge Williams abused his discretion when he excluded Hillary's statements and evidence of Haley's injuries. They said given the similarity of the injuries, the Fortich's defense becomes quite implausible. They've ordered a new trial. You've been in jail almost a year. You've lost everything. How do you feel?
At last, someone believes in my little girl. I feel happy.
The road to success is a struggle sometimes. When the smallest task looks like a mountain to climb, you gotta hold on tight to the friends you find. The love you share will be worth the time, and it's better to fly and fall than to never try to fly at all.
Elizabeth, I don't know how to tell you this. The retrial is not going to happen. Hillary's testimony is now acceptable as evidence, but since she isn't here to testify, they're dismissing the entire case.
What am I supposed to do? Bring her back? So the marshals can grab her? Throw her in a foster home?
We can't give up now. We all knew that this was going to be a long fight.
It took so long to get one court to believe us. They were our only hope.
I know. I've been a federal prosecutor for 4 years now. This is it. I can't do it anymore. I'm going into private practice. And last week, I prosecuted a rapist. He went free. But people like you, we keep them in jail.
You know what? I don't think you should come visit me here anymore. If Dixon thinks you have any idea where Hillary is, he could throw you in jail for contempt. He'd do that.
Let him do it. What kind of a brother do you think I am? Look, just don't give up, okay? I mean, we'll get another hearing. There's always another hearing.
One year down, 12 to go.
The issues are whether Dr. Morgan has persuaded this court, whether there is a realistic possibility her continued confinement will cause her to relent, and whether it no longer serves a coercive purpose and is now wholly punitive in nature in violation of her constitutional rights. The answer to each question is adverse to Dr. Morgan, and her motion shall be denied. This court is convinced that the coercion has only just begun.
Dr. Fordich, what is your response to the allegations that both of your daughters from two different marriages bear similar scars of sexual abuse and have said that you are the perpetrator?
Well, Diane, first off, that just simply is not true. Now, there is nowhere on record where either of my daughters has ever said that I'm the perpetrator of any abuse whatsoever. Now, with regards to my youngest daughter, the only person who claims that is her own mother, and Mary Froning.
The psychologist who treated her. And from your point of view, the doctors that Dr. Morgan has lined up are not to be believed, and the doctors that you have lined up are far more ethical?
Dr. Benedict was the only pure expert in the case. She's the only person who saw my daughter with all the parties.
88.5, good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, this is Dr. Mary Froning. I've heard my name mentioned, and I thought the audience might like to hear a rebuttal about what Dr. Fordich's daughters have said.
What those daughters have said to you?
To myself and others. In a public deposition, Dr. Elizabeth Finch said that his older child made a statement about sexual abuse in front of her father. So I'm not sure why he's saying Haley never said anything about his hurting her.
Diane, that simply is not true. I took notes. I took complete notes of everything that happened that very day.
And Hillary spent 20 months with me talking extensively about the sexual abuse by her father. The complexity of her statements and emotions are just not able to be coached in a 3-year-old.
All right, Dr. Fordich, I'm told that your former wife, Sharon, is on the phone. Sharon, you wanted to participate this morning.
Yes, I did. I was very disgusted to hear the lies that he's told on this radio station, because the fact is, he has abused both children. He knows it, and he's trying to get out of it.
Frankly, Diane, now, I'm sorry to hear her on the air like this, because I've tried to keep her out of this in deference to her and my daughter.
I think it's important to remember the language of the judge, who stated, as I recall, Dr. Fordich, that the possibility that child sexual abuse had taken place was an equipoise. Put in any other language, was 50-50.
Wrong, Diana. That's absolutely and totally wrong. Judge Dixon never said that.
Oh, really?
That simply is not true.
Is true. Did say that. Said equipoise. 50-50.
Doc, I told you, you gotta learn how to chill. It ain't worth it.
He's so angry to hear that.
Well, I heard you getting out soon. Is that true?
Maybe. There's a bill in Congress. If it passes, I'll get out.
I knew you was hot stuff.
Even if I get out, I won't see my little girl.
Now, how come?
Because if I see her, she'll be found, and then I'll be right back where I started. She'll have to visit her father unsupervised. Won't do it.
None of our belongings are left. You checked all the rooms.
For the third time, yes.
Remember what our lawyer said. If we're
caught in England, they must send us back to the United States.
All right, I'll take your bags to the airport. I'll meet you at the airline's desk.
I know. I have the instructions written down.
Remember, wait a half an hour.
I know, damn it, Bill. I know.
Why are you yelling, Grandma?
Because your grandfather is impossible.
That's right. I'm just careful, that's all.
Of what?
Of everything, my darling. Of everything.
Half an hour.
Grandma, what's that word?
Transfer. Transfer.
Dr. Elizabeth Morgan was released today from the D.C. jail after serving more than 2 years for contempt. President Bush signed into law a bill making her release possible. Dr. Morgan was greeted by her brother, attorney Rob Morgan, and by Judge Paul Michel.
Morgan, how do you feel? Very grateful.
Where will you go now?
Anywhere my fiancé takes me.
It's the most heinous allegation you could possibly make to a father. To accuse him of raping his own child? It's horrible. It's the worst. It's unimaginable. It's unconscionable.
Perhaps you would explain the allegations that Hillary is quoted as saying, "My daddy poked me in the hiney."
How do you know this is true? Well, you know is what some certain so-called expert, such as Mary Froning, has said that's what Hillary told her. There is nowhere on record that I know of where my daughter has ever said that to any legitimate expert.
You don't consider Mary Froning a legitimate expert?
No, I don't. I have never abused any child in my life, period. I love children.
It seems unusual that two mothers try to get two separate children to say very similar things about you.
You know, you're trying...
And we're successful at doing it.
Off the record here, please. I will tell you that I resent being tried before CBS. I am this little girl's father. And I have the right to know if she's alive and well, and that's all I'm asking.
I'm an attorney for Dr. Fordich, and I want to say something about the location of this press conference. This is in no sense indicative of his financial situation. And I'll bet you any amount of money that Dr. Morgan has a bigger net worth. So don't write your article that he's in a Georgian mansion in Great Falls, because that would be very misleading. He couldn't afford a hotel room, so this is where we had to meet. And now, Dr. Eric Fordich.
You can roll now. Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming into my home this afternoon. Now, many of you have asked me what I'm doing to get Hillary back. Well, for me, at this point, the problem is obviously financial. So, to offset the substantial costs of private investigators, we have formed the Help Hillary Home Fund.
Dr. Fordich, do you have any idea where Hillary is now?
At this point, we have no idea at all.
Do you think she's still alive?
We don't know.
I'm glad we got married again.
Should head off immigration problem.
Well, that's not why I'm glad.
I love you, Mrs. Morgan.
Oh, the same to you, Mr. Morgan.
Next. Good morning. Applying for permanent residency?
Just for ourselves and our granddaughter.
She's been attending the Selwyn High School in Christchurch for over a year now.
I see. It'll take a couple of weeks to process this, background checks.
We'll be notified as soon as it's approved.
You'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Darling Hillary, Paul and I are getting married today at St. Albans. I wish so very, very much that you could be with us. Anyway, my love, you always wanted Bonk and some of your dolls to be at the wedding, too, so they will be there at the very front. Hillary, I am so proud of you, my love. So happy that you're safe. And so determined to have you home as soon as I can. All my love. Mommy.
You may kiss the bride.
Is this the car? Get up there. There she is.
Here she comes. Hillary?
Head her off.
Hillary,
Head her off, please.
Hillary, right here.
Hello. Who's this? Where? When were they found? I see. Yeah, thanks. No, I'll tell her. They found them in New Zealand.
Where's Eric?
He's on his way there.
She filed for custody.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. Everything we worked for is over. That's it. Hello? Yes, this is Dr. Morgan. Hillary? Honey? Yes, it's Mommy. How are you? I'm fine, except I miss you so much. I got the pictures. You got so big. I'm looking at a picture of you right now. You look so pretty. Your hair looks so pretty. It got so long. Yes, I'm coming as soon as the judge gives me my passport back. Okay. Well, until I see you, you remember how much Mommy loves you.
I didn't want to see any of you.
We love you. We've come a long way to see you. Why don't you want to see us?
This is not the time for that.
Nobody told me to say it. These are my own words.
Remember the happy times we had?
There weren't many.
Do you remember the song we used to sing? Row, row, row your boat.
Perhaps Mrs. Fortich should take her turn now.
Here. Paints. You like art?
Hello, sweetheart. My, it's good to see you. What's the matter, darling? Honey, we all love you very much, and we've come a long way to see you. Why don't you want to see us?
Mrs. Fortich, we're not discussing that.
Well, sweetheart, look what Nana brought you. This is the sort of thing little girls like.
No, thank you.
Let's give Dr. Fortich his turn.
Hillary? Honey? Boy, honey, I sure do love you. came a long ways just to see you.
I don't want to see any of you.
Oh, Hillary. Now why? Now why didn't you want to see us? You remember the fun that we've had together, don't you?
Go back to the couch, please, Dr. Fortich.
Look. I got you a present.
Go back to the couch, please, Dr. Fortich.
I got you a present here.
Dr. Fortich, back to the couch, please.
Hillary, honey. Now, I love you. I love you very much, and I miss you.
I don't want to listen. These are my own words. I want to go away.
Okay, let's go. Oh, I better put on your hat.
Thanks, Grandma.
I love you.
I love you too.
Whether or not there is any basis in fact, Hillary believes that she has been sexually abused by her father. At this point, it is no longer possible to distinguish fact from belief. Based on Hillary's experiences of the last several years, it would be impossible for her not to identify with the convictions of her mother and maternal grandparents. We can't overwhelm her right now. This has been a very difficult week. Let her come to you. All right. I guess we're ready then.
Hi, honey.
Hey, Mommy.
Oh, it's wonderful to see you.
I know.
I missed you so much.
I miss you too. Mommy, remember our toast?
Of course.
Freedom.